in the mist-shrouded realm of Etheria, where crystal spires pierced the heavens and rivers flowed with liquid starlight. Princess Rumi reigned as the guardian of the eternal flame, sacred fire that sustained the land as magic. With hair like cascading midnight silk and eyes that shimmered like emeralds under moonlight, Rumi was beloved for her wisdom and compassion. But darkness lurked in the forgotten marshes. Olga, the Witch of Thorns, a once beautiful sorceress, twisted by betrayal. Centuries ago, Rumi's ancestors had stripped Olga of her powers for unleashing a plague of shadows. Now, fueled by venomous grudge, Olga plotted her vengeance. One fateful eclipse, as Etheria celebrated the Flame Festival, Olga struck. She summoned a tempest of razor-sharp vines that coiled around the palace like serpents. Guards fell to illusions of their deepest fears, and Rumi, defending her people, was instead. "Your flame will be mine, little spark," Olga hissed, her voice a rasp of decaying leaves. With a flick of her gnarled wand, she transported Rumi to the Obsidian Citadel, a fortress of black glass perched on the edge of the void chasm, where reality unraveled into nothingness. There, Rumi was bound in thorn chains that drained her essence. Feeding Olga's rejuvenation ritual, days turned to weeks. Rumi's light dimmed, but her spirit burned fierce. She etched runes of hope into the walls, whispering prophecies of a savior from the humble earth. Far from the spires, in the dusty village of Emberforge, lived Jin, a commoner blacksmith with calloused hands and a heart forged in adversity. Orphaned by a famine Olga had indirectly caused, Jin hammered iron by day and studied forbidden scrolls by night tomes, smuggled from wandering scholars. He dreamed not of glory, but of justice. When a fleeing palace messenger collapsed in the village square, gasping tales of Rumi's capture, Jin's resolve ignited. "Kings and knights cower," he muttered, "but iron bends, only two will." Arming himself with a hammer enchanted by ancient forged spirits and a cloak woven from shadow silk to evade detection, Jin set forth. The path to the citadel was a gauntlet of horrors. He traversed the whispering woods, where trees murmured lies to drive travelers. Magic countered with earplugs of beeswax infused with truth serum herbs. Crossing the river of mirrors, illusions of his failures assailed him. He shattered them with focused strikes, revealing hidden bridges. In the bone plains, skeletal guardians rose. Jin's hammer, humming with inner fire, pulverized him to dust. Along the way, he befriended a rogue spirit fox named Lyra, who guided him through Olga's patrols with cunning stealth. At last, Jin breached the citadel's gates under a storm. Olga brewed to mask her ritual. Sneaking through halls lined with petrified victims, he found Rumi in the central chamber, pale and chained atop an altar. Olga loomed, her form swelling with stolen power, thorns sprouting from her skin like armor. "A peasant dares challenge me," she sneered, unleashing barrages of venomous spines. Jin dodged, his cloak absorbing shadows, and countered with hammer blows that cracked her defenses. Rumi, sensing his arrival, channeled the remnants of the eternal flame through her runes, weakening Olga's bonds. The battle raged epic. Olga summoned void tendrils that pulled at reality, threatening to swallow Etheria whole. Jin leaped, hammer clashing against her wand, and sparks of light and dark. Rumi broke free, her weakened hands joining Jin's on the hammer. Together, they struck the ritual Korra, pulsating thorn, for the flame that binds us all. Rumi cried. The impact unleashed a cataclysm. The citadel shattered, void winds howling as Olga's essence frayed. In a desperate gambit, Olga merged with the void, becoming a colossal shadow beast, her maw gaping to devour the realm. But Jin and Rumi stood, unyielding. Drawing on Etheria's latent magic, Rumi ignited the eternal flame anew. Channeling it through Jin's hammer, he hurled it like a comet, piercing the beast's core. A supernova erupted light, piercing darkness, the void ceiling shut in a thunderous implosion. Olga's scream echoed into oblivion as she was banished eternally, her thorns crumbling to harmless petals. As dawn broke over a renewed Etheria, rivers sparkled brighter, and the land bloomed with unprecedented vitality. Rumi, restored, offered Jin her hand, not as rescuer, but as equal. They wed under the crystal spires, forging a new dynasty where common blood mingled with royal. ensuring no shadow could divide them again. Legends sang of the Blacksmith King and Flame Queen, whose epic union birthed an age of unbreakable light, where even the stars bowed in reverence. Thus, from chains rose eternity's guardians,